All right, good evening, everyone, and welcome to another night up on the Pole TV here as we get going here from Fleeger Farm TV for another night of On the Pole Racing as we get set for the FMA FFG Xfinity Series. And as you'll notice, we got a new logo there for the Xfinity Series here tonight. We're going to go with Regal Wraps, and they're going to go ahead and kind of remesh some of our series logos, just to give it a little bit better, easier time to read as you got them up there in the outside corner, up there on top of your screen. We get set to rock and roll here tonight from the Brickyard. The driver gets set, rock and rolling everywhere they can. Looking really good out there so far. Try to see if we got some names out there. Zach Hartwick carrying the number 3 tonight, running that good wrench. Gail Turbeville out there in the Hillmans. Josh Cole here in the number 9. John Dubai there in the number 21. Around here off the corner they go. Hang on to up into the outside wall. That is going to be, is that the, try to figure out here who that might have been. Brian Peters in the number 5. Losing something here. Let's hope we don't lose too much. Not sure where everybody went. All right, so our grid apparently is frozen on my end. Or something here. Let me try to restart it. Something's not right here. Let's see if we can fire it back up again. As I apparently ended up not getting the right time left there. $50 laps the distance tonight. Your grid's going to look like this if we can get it to come up right. There we go. Well, definitely the date's not right. This is the 13th. All right, there we go. Now we're set to roll. Evan Gomet out there in front. Sage Greco there in second. Ben Parson third. William Gay will roll off 4 tonight. Kel Tuberville there in 5th. Chase Matsko 6th. Graham Connolly 7th. Carter Atkinson there in 8th. PJ Wetland there 9th. Matt Mars in 10th. In 11th, that's going to be Zach Hartwick for Regal Wraps and Designs. Clay Sarton there in 12th. In 13th, that's going to be Nigel Steely with Ryan Peters, his outside there in 14th. 15th, Robert Howard with Joseph Spillman there in 16th. John Dubai there in 17th. Ron Hammond there in 18th. Dylan Jacobs 19th. Daryl Whitford there 20th. Tiffany Ellis 21st. Jacob Jewell there in 22nd. 23rd going to Josh Cool. Josh Mitchell there in 24th. And James Afaw will round out your field in 25th tonight. Pretty stacked field here tonight. We like to see that on this Sunday evening here. We got a little bit of hiccup here. Unsure why that was going on. Little strange there. Now we're going to get ready here tonight. Who said, unsure what that hiccup was for, as we seem to be rolling okay now. Thank you all for tuning in here to On the Pole from Fleeger Farm TV. Fred's going to pull that pace car down onto the inside pit road as we get set to rock and roll here from Indianapolis, also known to some as the Brickyard. Now, this racetrack, when it was first built, was built out of bricks. The only bricks left are the start-finish line. Everything else has been paved over. I don't know if the original bricks are still laying underneath this track or not. I'm going to assume most likely not. As pace car pulls off, coming down to that start-finish line. You'll see them come here across the stripe. As green flag gets in the air, down here in the corner number 1. Evan Gomet getting a great run down here into the corner with Ben Parson there in second. Chase Matsko sitting back there in 7th right now as he tries to roll up through the field. As everybody's rolling along the bottom right now. We'll see if we see any draft changers here. As we're still looking there, Chase Matsko out of Saxburg P8 down here in the corner number 3. Everybody gets here out of turn number 3 down through the short chute into 4. Trying to get us the best cameras to get around the racetrack. Although trying to find us the best action. Zach Hartwick back here in 12th. Nigel Steele back here in 13th. Getting on the bumper there of Hartwick. He heads off of turn number 2 down here. And back around there, you see that 21 of John Dubai. He's going to try to bring it up through the field. Ben Parson, right now, biggest mover of the race so far is, well, I don't see much of anything but Clay Sarton for a hard charger tonight so far. If I'm reading it right, we'll see if that is correct here at the end. Lap 2 of the 50 here. Hopefully that stream is looking okay. Yeah, everything's working down through here off the front stretch down into corner number 1. Go ahead and put that map up to try to help us all stay where we need to be. Just rolling down here through turn 3, off of 4, back down across the stripe. Everybody single file, just trying to find a way to get moving up through the front. As we see at 75, William Gay working up there behind Sage Greco. Sage Greco there in the number 7. Atkinson getting up there behind Gay. Down in the corner number 2, down here onto the back stretch once again. I see a 505 Sports Clips machine trying to work his way up through. Right now, Clay Sarton. Well, no, take it back. Josh Cole here in 14th in that car number 9. He is up 9 positions from where he started. So right now, he's our hard charger as he's slowly gaining there on Nigel Steele and Zach Hartwick. As Hartwick now ends up the racetrack a little bit. Steele's going to try to get underneath him here coming off the corner. Does so. As they come down here off the corner, back down into cross the stripe, down into corner number 1 here for lap number 5. Matt Mars sitting in 10th, Graham Connolly in 9th. They come rolling here off of turn 1, down through the short chute into 2. Clay Sarton there in the 66. Chase Batsko there in the 26, sitting 7th. Charter Atkinson there in 6th. Everybody doing a great job coming down the backstretch. Single file at the moment. I'm not seeing anybody really jumping out of line. We saw Nigel jump out of line there for a moment. He tries to get some work done there, getting past Hartwick. And I thought I saw Wentland jump out of line there for a moment there in that number 38 as he works down there across the white stripe. Working now off of turn number 4, back around here down that front straightaway. In the corner number 1 they go again. Wentland out of Scranton, PA. Now it's Eaglemet there up in front, still leading the race. Cal Tuberville there in second. Down here across the stripe, we're going again, making all kind of headway here. There you're seeing that number 7 trying to work his way on through. At the 904, there, Cal Tuberville, number 7 down on track. Ben Parson back here in the 33, and I wonder if that's because I don't have, nope, that is running, so, okay. Sage Greco here in 5th, running that number 7 as they come there out of turn number 4. Back down that front straightaway, looking to see the inside there with William Gay. At number 75, trying to see if he's going to step out there, go down below the 80, or the 33 rather. Ben Parson did not quite get there. But that Costa sponsored number 75 up. William Gay still looking. And sorry for a few hiccups here and there. Looks like we might have some touchy-feely here going on with the cameras. They don't want to fully stay focused here tonight, but we're doing the best we can. Hang on to it. That's the 66, Clay Sarton, getting a little loose coming there off of turn 2. That's going to lose some momentum, allow driver to get around. Matt Morris working around him now. Here comes Wentland as Wentland looks to see if he can get around. But Sarton's going to try to hang up there toward the top side. He's losing some momentum up there as he's going to let this 8 up Steely around as well. They keep falling back. There's Josh Cole there in 12th. Looks like Sarton's going to bring it on to pit lane here at lap number 9. Ben Parson, he's going to get a great run there. I'm sorry, no, Sage Greco gets a great run to get around Ben Parson. Now he sets the sights on that 75 of William Gay at number 7 DeWalt machine, running 4th right now. Biggest mover, Josh Cole, sitting in 12th in that number 9 machine, up 11 spots by my count. Whether or not that is correct or not, well, that's, like we said, we're going to have to make sure that it's sitting correctly. Down there, crossed on through the back stretch. There you see Evan Gomet there out front. Cal Tuberville there in 2nd. William Gay there in 3rd. Sage Greco back here in 4th. Ben Parson 5th. That is rounding out the top 5. Carter Atkinson back here in 6th in that 505 Sports Clips machine. Chase Matsko running in 26th. Graham Connolly there in 8th. Matt Mars in 9th. PJ Wentland there in 10th. Nigel Steely there in 11th with Josh Cole in 12th. We'll go ahead and catch up with Chase Matsko here in a moment. Try to see if we can get an inboard camera here. Not sure if we can or not. I'm not seeing anything. There we go. There's a decent shot at him. And he works his way around the track. Cal Tuberville, William Gay, Matt Mars back here in 9th. Nigel Steele, PJ Wentland back here in 10th. Zach Hartwick back here in 11th. Or I'm sorry, no, 13th. Everybody's rolling here at lap number 11. Rolling around here. Great job here for the Figure Farm Gaming Xfinity Series here this Sunday night. Rolling on down through here. Tiffany Ellis back here in 16th. Trying to roll his way around. Or her way, not short. Ron Hammond. Daryl Whitford. Tiffany here in 16th. Ryan Peters there in 14th. John Dubai here in 20th. Running at number 21 here tonight. And they roll on down through here. There you see Kel Tuberville. We've seen that number 68 Sharp Machine do really well here. Take a look here at our previous winners here for the Sunday Series. Evan Gomet won last week, won the week previous. They rolled down through here off the turn number 2. Heading out on that backstretch. At 904 of Kel Tuberville. Trying to do all he can. Getting a little bit of hang up once again there, but it straightens itself back out. Thank you all again for tuning in here tonight, as we seem to be doing okay in areas and struggling in others. Here at lap number 14, they come along. Evan Gomet there in front. Kel Tuberville there in second. William Gay there third. Sage Greco fourth. Carter Atkinson there fifth. Jake Matsko sixth. Ben Parsons seventh. Graham Connolly there eighth. Matt Mars rolling down there in ninth. PJ Wentland there in 10th. Nigel Steele there in 11th. With Josh Cole 12th. Zach Hartwick sitting in 13th right now. Struggling out there trying just to keep pace with these guys. These guys are awfully quick around this racetrack tonight. Josh Cole up 13 spots from where he started. Currently sitting, rounding out your top 10, but he's got Nigel Steele there beneath him. Oh no, he gets up into the outside wall. That's going to hurt him a little bit. Wetman, I think, also got into that outside wall. Now as Hartwick closes in on him, looking to the inside there as they come down through the backstretch into corner number 3. Zach Hartwick down there on the inside, working as well as they can. Evan Gomet up there in front, still leading the race. They come here out of 4. Others working down through here through 3, down through the short chute into 4. Lap number 16 should be coming on the board. Now they head here down that front straightaway. Hang on to it. Hartwick up there against that outside wall. You see, there's the 8 of Nigel Steele, the 34 of Matt Mars, Graham Connolly there in the 71. Out of Melbourne, Australia, you've got Dalton, Georgia for Ben Parsons. He tries to pilot that car around. Head on through, heading off in the corner number 4, back around onto the front stretch. Keeping everything going as best we can. Down here through the stripe, Ben Parson leading the way. Down off the backstretch, there you see Chase Matsko working on a 505. Down across here, out of turn number 4. Once again they come. Chase rolls through turn number 4, getting around the 505. Carter Atkinson there in 6th. Graham Connolly there 7th. Ben Parson there 8th. Nigel Steele there 9th. Matt Mars in 10th as they roll on down through here. Evan Gomet, so far this season's money man as he's out front. Out of Portland, Connecticut. Kel Tuberville there in 2nd. William Gay there 3rd. Sage Greco 4th. Chase Matsko back here in 5th. And I'm struggling here trying to keep some sort of camera rolling. The cameras just are not cooperating tonight going around the Speedway here. See. Down here through the backstretch. William Gay up here in 3rd. Sage Greco 4th. Chase Matsko there 5th. Carter Atkinson there 6th. Graham Connolly there 7th. Ben Parson there in 8th. Nigel Steele there in 9th. Matt Mars there in 10th. I have a few of them a lap down right now. Josh Mitchell, Clay Sarton, Jacob Zool, John Dubai, James Apaw. James Apaw is out. Down here across the stripe. There you go. Evan Gomet out there in front. Cale Tuberville there 2nd. William Gate 3rd. Sage Greco there 4th. Chase Matsko back here 5th. Carter Atkinson back here in 6th. Graham Connolly in 7th. Ben Parson 8th. Nigel Steele there 9th. Matt Mars 10th. Josh Cole. Oh, man. Has to lock it up. Ends up into the outside wall. Now he comes down into the grass. I think Josh Cole is hurt with that race car. We'll see if he can get it. Try to steer it back away. There we go. Zach Hartwick. William Gay working now to the inside of Tuberville. I'm sorry. Greco working to the inside of Gay. Getting up there in the 3rd. Here they go. Around the corner. Down through the front stretch. Here they go. Carter Atkinson trying to hold off Graham Connolly. Jake Matsko hanging on the 5th. As it stands right now, here you see Nigel. Whoa, hanging up there is Matt Mars getting into that outside wall briefly. Josh Cole trying to get around to pit road and does so. There you see the 5 of Ryan Peters. Let's check in to see who our biggest mover is of the race so far. And that's going to be Tiffany Ellis here in 15th right now. In 15th position. Up 6 spots. Trying to figure out who, Clay Sarton. Tough break for him as he's down 9 spots. See if we got anybody else down farther than that. Sage Greco back here third. William Gay fourth. Chase Matsko fifth. Carter Atkinson sixth. Everybody working well here off the corner. Graham Connolly in 7th, Ben Parson 8th, Nigel Steele 9th, Matt Mars there in 10th. That rounds out your top 10. Drifting on down here in the corner number 3 goes some of these drivers like Matt Mars, Nigel Steele, Ben Parson, Graham Connolly working through the short chute. William Gay working down the front stretch now there in 4th. Chase Matsko coming off of 4th. Down across in the corner number 1, you got Matsko there rolling through. Getting some separation now as we got them clear back here. You see Ryan Peters, Dylan Jacobs just now coming in the corner number 1. And Carter Atkinson rolls on down through there. As they work off, everybody looking good. Pit stops happening for a few drivers. The 505 is in pit road. Carter Atkinson, Dylan Jacobs also in. See if we get any other takers here as well as they work on down through. Evan Gomet there out front now, as he's been all race long. Cale Tuberville there second. Sage Greco there third. William Gay there fourth. Chase Matsko fifth. Joseph Spillman coming in. No, I'm sorry. Thought I had drivers coming into pit road, but I do not. Thinking of Regal Wraps and Designs finally getting their logo up to show up there in the top right corner. As they roll on down through the back stretch. Cale Tuberville there in second. There you see William Gay up there on the high side. Then that number 75 trying to hang on, hold off that 505 who's now on and done his pit stop. There you see the 7 of Sage Greco. Now we're here with Ben Parson. They head on out, working really well. There you see that 88 down there below. Graham Connolly after making his pit stop. I got Cale Tuberville there in second. Sage Greco back here third. William Gay there fourth. Chase Matsko fifth. Everybody doing a great job. As we got Joseph Spillman, Ron Hammond, and Darrell Whitford all down on pit road now. And here at Indianapolis, you wouldn't think too much about the draft, but the draft definitely does help you. So you don't want to lose too much of it. You can draft down the straightaways here. I haven't really seen anybody start to kind of run that Formula One line or that non-draft line as you try to break that draft. We've got 24 laps to go, so one pit stop here tonight for these drivers. They head on down around here. We've got the 34, Matt Morris, down on pit road. Evan Gomet out there on track, trying to see who, if anybody else is coming down there. Great job here by these drivers to hang it on in there. There you see Cale Tuberville out of Blackshear, Georgia. He runs there second. Sage Greco there third. William Gay fourth. Biggest mover, Josh Mitchell, up 11 spots from where he started, sitting in 13th right now. Seeing if that 25 can gain any more spots. William Gay there in second. Ben Parson up here in sixth. Whoa, they got one smoking going down there in the pits. Try to see who that is. That was Chase Matsko letting them brakes lock up. Smoking it out, coming down into the pits. We got lots more drivers coming down in there. And that's going to move Zach Hartwick up there in the fourth. Ben Parson third. William Gay second. Sage Greco out here in front now. Now here's the question. You don't want to be too far, so I would imagine we'll see these drivers pit this time by. I'd be amazed if we didn't. With 23 laps to go, I don't know how far you really want to push it. Ben Parson blinked out there a moment. William Gay there in second. Zach Hartwick now fourth. Josh Mitchell up 19 spots. He's back here in fifth. I think he's made his pit stop, but I'm unsure. So let's go ahead and take you at the pit stop locator here. And we'll see how many each has done. We're here at lap 29 out of 50. You see, no, Mitchell has not made a pit stop yet. Ben Parsons, Zach Hartwick, they have not pitted either. Don't pay attention to them out signs as they're not correct. As we've said before in our broadcast, our so-called out and things do not always work. As you see, there's Zach Hartwick still out on track. Hey, driver, handle it very great coming off around here. Thank you all for tuning in here to On the Pole tonight, this Sunday evening, watching the Flicker Farm Gaming Xfinity Series as we head on down through here off of the corner. Thank you there for Regal Wraps and Designs for setting us up with another great looking logo. Clay Sarton there in pit. Ben Parson, Zach Hartwick, blinking in and out here for the moment. Not sure exactly why. William Gay there in second, running really well. Now the question becomes, when do you pit? We know Clay Sarton has pitted. So has this man here, that's 68 of Evan Gomet, as he rolls down the bottom, bringing with him Cale Tuberville. Those two drivers, Josh Mitchell hanging on back here in 8th, has not pitted yet. But we know he's got to. Same with these drivers up here running first through fourth. There comes Sage in. Here comes William. Ben Parson. We'll see if he comes in. Now he brings it down there onto the low side of the racetrack. Ben Parson stays out. Zach Hart will bring it in this time. So Ben Parson, the last car. Well, no. Josh Mitchell, we got to see what he does. See if Ben Parson's the last one to be out there, and as we see the 25, he's going to let that 505 by. So Josh Mitchell now up there along the top side of the racetrack, trying to get it figured out to get back down there to the bottom. Now they work down here through turn 4. Will the 25 come this time? Looking promising, but he does think about it. Oh no! Oh, not the way you want to enter pit load. Josh Mitchell destroys the car trying to make a late entrance to pit road. Zach Hartwick coming out of pit road. He's going to be back here in about 9th. Now he's dropping farther back. Dylan Jacobs now up there, possibly our biggest mover right now, up 8 spots. Josh Mitchell on pit road. He's going to drop a couple. Clay Sarton, possibly our biggest mover, up 8. So it's down between Sarton and Jacobs with 19 laps to go. Who's it going to be? That's going to be interesting to find out. Hey, drivers roll around here trying to do their best. You got Evan Gomet, who's been running second almost all race. Ben Parson still leading it right now, trying to stay out ahead. But Parson has to come in the pit at some point. Otherwise, he's going to run out of fuel before the race is over. Question is, he's definitely got to keep an eye on back here because that 68 of Evan Gomet is coming as he's currently sitting in second down that back straightaway. Where is Ben Parson? Ben Parson is down on pit road. Hopefully not out of fuel. Evan Gomet works his way down through the short chute coming down here into turn number 4. Gomet now works his way off. He's going to end up retaking the lead here. Clay Sarton up 7. Our biggest mover so far. Everybody else has shifted down a little bit. Dylan Jacobs falling backwards. Tiffany Ellis coming up through. Well, nope. Scoreboard shuffling all over the place. Clay Sarton's here in 4th. 18 laps to go. Ben Parson, as we said, down there on pit road. Now dropping down through the field. Clay Sarton up into the outside wall once again. Dylan Jacobs up 8. We'll see if he can get anywhere near that. Ben Parson right now, our biggest loser of the race. He's down 11 spots. Josh Mitchell in that 25 back out there after taking a big header out there, getting on the pit road. Matt Mars running pretty well out there in 12. William Gay there in 6. In that number 75. He's going to work around the lap traffic. Well, that 25 machine working down through the front stretch now toward turn number 1. Evan Gomet still your leader. Kel Tuberville been trying to chase down Evan all night. Just cannot seem to get it done. Sage Greco coming off the corner. Clay Sarton there 5th. William Gay there 6th. Chase Matsko back here in 7. Head on down through off of corner number 1 they go. Down onto the backstretch. Goes Chase Matsko. Evan Gomet, he's going to be working his way here off of turn 4 back onto the front stretch. Soon to make it 16 laps to go. Who you guys rooting for? Who's your top driver here? And, I mean, if you guys have been following the season, you'll know that Evan has been very, very well this season, keeping that car out front. Kel Tuberville there in 2nd. Sage Greco there 3rd. Head on down through here off the corner. Into corner number 2 they go. Down across the back stretch. As you see, here comes Gomet out of turn 4. Ben Parson, he's down 10 spots, sitting there in 13th. Not the night he was hoping to have for sure. He's sitting there. There's William Gay in 5th. Now you see the lap car of the 25. Just trying to hang on here. Cole out, FA out, Dubai out possibly. No, Dubai's still there. We'll see if Josh Cole's still back here. But I don't see that car. I don't even see the 9 on the racetrack. Hack Hartwith hanging on the 10th. Nigel Steely there 5th. Trying to figure out who our biggest mover is right now. Looks like Dylan Jacobs up 12 spots. Or I'm sorry, up 7 spots, sitting in 12. And that number 88. Evan Gomet out front. That Sharpie machine. Kel Tuberville there in 2nd. Sage Greco there in 3rd. Carter there in 4th. Williams back here 5th, rounding out your top 5. Chase Matsko there 6th. Graham Connolly 7th. Nigel Steely 8th. PJ Wentland there 9th. And Zach Harwick rounds out your top 10 right now with 14 laps to go. Evan Gomet works his way down through the short chute in 3 and 4, heading back out onto the front stretch. They're followed by Kel Tuberville. As we said, Tuberville running that number 7 Hellman's machine here tonight. not able to really get up there to battle that number 68 tonight. Just doing all he can to stay with him. So he might have to settle for a second place tonight unless Evan, it's almost his race to lose. They come here off of turn number 2. I'm sorry, working into turn number 2, now off. They head on back down through the backstretch. Sage Greco there third, William Gay fourth, Carter Atkinson there in fifth, Chase Matsko sixth, Graham Connolly there seventh, Nigel Steely there eighth, Zach Hartwick up to ninth now, as Wetland falls back into 10th. Trying, as we said, to keep an eye on our biggest movers and our biggest fallers. Clay Sarton waiting for being a big mover, down, dropping now in the 20th. Down 8 spots, looking like our biggest loser right now. Our hard luck award, possibly going to Clay Sarton. Matt Mars there in 17th. And we got a few of them battling out. Oh man, Matt Mars. Oh, nope. See, my scoreboard's bouncing all around, so I gotta wait for the ending of the race to really get something locked in. As you see, the 505, Carter Atkinson there in 5th. William Gay up here in 4th. Sage Greco in 3rd. Kel Tuberville there in 2nd. They come around there off the corner, working through lap traffic. Adam Gomet, he's got the number 40 there of Tiffany Ellis in front of him now. $11 laps to go. Exactly how is this going to play out? That is yet to be seen here for the Fleeger Farm Gaming Xfinity Series here tonight. They roll on down in the corner number 1, heading back off towards the corner. Here you see PJ Wentland, Ben Parson, or is that Matt Mars? Matt Mars having some connection issue here. Sage Greco there in 3rd. William Gay 4th. Carter Atkinson 5th. Chase Matsko followed back into 6th right now with Graham Connolly 7th. Nigel Steely there in 8th. Steely chasing down Connolly right now as he worked down through in the corner number 3 after they worked down the backstretch here. Ten laps to go. You got Evan Gomet out front leading the way in that 68 machine. Zoll down on pit road. That's Jacob Zoll in that 148 down there on pit road. Here with 10 laps to go. And up here 10th. Trying to buy a lap down here. And 22nd. 1 or 2 laps down, I'm sorry. Evan Gomet, Cale Tuberville, Sage Greco there 3rd, William Gay in 4th, Carter Atkinson there 5th. He rolls down there to the bottom, trying to break the draft of that lap machine. Chase Matsko there in 6th. Nigel Steely, Graham Connolly. Nigel Steely got around Graham Connolly here. We missed that. Zach Hartwick sitting back here in 9th with PJ Wentland rounding out your top 10 as they roll down through. In the corner number 1 goes Evan. These guys are rolling here out of 4. Great job here by these drivers. 9 laps to go. Not really any incidents here tonight, except for that one of Josh Mitchell, where we watched him try to get on pit road and just slam that pit road wall. And I think there was an incident with the 9 as well, Josh Cole, if I remember correctly. I see Evan working through that traffic. You got Kale there behind him. That's 66 of Sarton. Now a lap down there in 17th. Dylan Jacobs Not sure where he's at on the grid, as my grid just moved him all around. One moment it said he's up 10 positions, now it's saying he's up 6. Nigel Steele's also up 6, so sitting here in 7th. Who's going to be our hard charger of the night? Carter Axton, 5th, up 3. Chase Matsko, there's 6th. Nigel Steele, there's 7th. Cal Tuberville here 2nd, Sage Greco 3rd, William Gay in 4th, Carter Atkinson there 5th, Chase Matsko 6th, Nigel Steele there 7th, Zach Hartwick 8th, Graham Connolly 9th, PJ Wentland there 10th, Ben Parson 11th, Dylan Jacobs there 12th, Brian Peters there in 13th, Robert Howard there 14th, Ron Hammond there 15th. Driver doing everything he can. Zach Hartwick getting himself up in the 8th, now getting around Graham. As you see, Carter Atkinson up here in 5th. Still working with that lap machine of the 25 of Josh Mitchell there behind him. Got the 75 William Gay there in 4th. Sage Greco. Somebody's coming to pit lane. That's the 41 of Joseph Spillman. Bringing that Bengals number 41. Well, that could be part of the problem. It's a Bengals machine. Cal Tuberville there in 2nd. William Gay there 4th. Carter Atkinson there 5th. Nigel Steele. I'm sorry there. Spillman, but yeah, you're talking to a Steelers Eagles fan here in the booth, so yeah, not too much of a fan of orange and black. Down here into the next corner, you see William Gay up there on the high side as he lets that 148 around. No need to really fight with him. I mean, that's Jacob Zoll, who's a lap or 2 down. So I don't really need to worry about him too much. 5 laps to go here at the Brickyard. Down here into corner number 1. Evan Gomet still your leader. Cale Tuberville still trying to chase him down. There you see the 7 of Sage Greco as he rolls around on the bottom. Is trying to get through some of the lap traffic. There you see William Gay. Now we said he let the one car go by. Just, there's no need to fight with them, no need to tear your tires or machine up trying to battle somebody that's over a lap down from you. So sometimes that's the more wise decision. Chase Matsko there 6th, Nigel Steele there 7th, Zach Hartwick 8th, Graham Connolly there 9th. Working on down through the backstretch here. As you see, Graham Connolly in 9th. Evan Gomet out front. Soon to be 4 laps to go as they come across the stripe. Closing in on the finish here tonight with Flieger Farm TVE on the pole here from Indianapolis. Chase Matsko there 6th, Nigel Steele 7th, Zach Hartwick 8th, Graham Connolly 9th, Ben Parson there 10th, PJ Wentland there 11th, Ryan Peters 12th, Dylan Jacobs back here in 13th. Nigel Steele needs up one more spot, or Dylan Jacobs needs to drop one more. Or either Nigel needs to come up one, or Jacobs needs to come up one, or vice versa. They each need to drop one. We'll see who becomes the biggest mover here tonight. Jacobs does drop a couple now. He moved back up again. Might be having some problems with internet. It seems iRacing's having some issues with that across the board here tonight. Carter Atkinson up here 5th. Chase Matsko there 6th. Evan Gomet still your leader. Nigel Steele back here in 7th. And you see Ryan Peters there in the 5 machine, currently sitting in 12th. Trying to work his way up through as well. Race closing in towards the end as they work down the backstretch. That 904 of Kel Tuberville, which is actually the number 7 Hellman machine here tonight. The number 7 DeWalt machine, that's going to belong to Sage Greco tonight. Hill out of Blackshear, Georgia, coming there off of turn 4. Coming down, it's going to be 2 laps to go. Now, here's going to be the biggest question. If Cale can get up there, can he use one of these lap cars as a pit? Can he get Evan caught behind these lap machines to where he can kind of get them boxed in a little bit and make a pass? That is what we're going to watch for here as we wind down on the laps. I don't think it's going to be possible as Evan's coming around here off of 2 down that back straightaway. Back down into 3 and 4. Cale does not quite there. Evan out front, as you see, as they work down here in the corner number 3, in the short chute in the 4. Coming towards that white flag as they exit turn number 4, right about now. They're exiting 4 down across that front straightaway. Great job here by these drivers tonight. Not, like I said, not too many incidents as you see them rolling there. Coming up there onto the Coors machine. White flag in the air. As you see Barney waving it furiously up there on top of the flag stand. Down here in the corner number 1. Evan Gomet up there as your leader right now. Cale Tuberville there second. I just don't think Cale has anything for him here as they roll through turn number 2. Final time down this backstretch. Evan's going to do what he can just to keep that momentum high. Cale's there in second down here in the corner number 3. That Ford of Evan Gomet doing a great job this season. Bringing it down here through corner number 3, down the short chute through 4. Now into turn number 4 they go. Off of the corner for the final time. Evan Gomet gonna be, hang on to it. As a drag race down the front straightaway. Oh, man. Gomet gets it. Cale Tuberville there in second. Had a great run off of 4. Just could not quite make it happen. Graham Connolly having issues back here after the checkered flag. Evan Gomet brings it around here. Great job for him. And he'll bring it back around onto the front stretch. He had a great run here tonight in that number 68 machine. There's a beautiful shot of the bricks there at the start-finish line. The 68, Evan Gomet, getting a great win here tonight. See if we can get with some of our finishers here. Let's see, where is people? Oh, I'm not in the broadcast suite. There we are now. Let's see if we can get with Evan Gomet, or I'm sorry, no, Sage Greco. See if we can find Sage. Good evening, Sage. How's it going?
Hey, what's going on, brother?
No, not a whole lot. Looked like a fun race out there.
Yeah, a whole lot of fun.
Well, kind of take us through. How do you think your night went?
Yeah, I think it was decent. I think my only shot was to stay out a little later and have fresher tires in the front too, because I don't think I'd have caught them, if I was in the same pit cycle. But yeah, I think I just stayed out a little too long.
Yeah, it's quite a juggling act to figure out when to pit, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Well, I mean, you pulled off third, so you got to be pretty happy about that.
Oh yeah, nothing wrong with the podium.
So, you got sponsors, shout-outs, anybody you want to thank for helping you get that third place tonight?
Sure don't, brother. I appreciate you.
All righty. Well, congrats again on that third place. Hopefully, you can continue this momentum in the next week. I know Evan's quite the competitor here in the Xfinity Series.
He sure is, man. Yeah, it's fun racing with him.
All right. Congrats again, and you have yourself a wonderful night.
Yeah, man, you too.
All right. That was Sage Greco, our third place finisher. Now we'll get with Cale Tuberville. Where is he at? Come on. Good evening, Cale. How's it going?
Good. How about yourself?
I'm doing fairly well. How's second place tonight?
I mean, it feels pretty good. I have no complaints.
You have no complaints?
Not one. Might could have done a little different, but I'm still happy with how the night ended.
I mean, it looked like you had a run coming there off the final corner, just not enough to get the lead.
No, I mean, I felt like me and him was pretty well even on speed. Maybe me had a little bit more, but it's hard to say. We was fairly close. It got to where it was all about dirty air, and dirty air, I couldn't do nothing. It just made me shove the nose and couldn't really do much to get around him.
Yeah, the clean air is everything here in Indianapolis. I mean, you did a great job sticking with them, and like I said, you look like you might have had something coming off that final corner. Just unfortunate you didn't quite have enough.
Yeah, I'm still happy with how the run went. He was clean. I felt like I was clean. Didn't have no cautions this race, so altogether, I'm still thrilled with how it ended.
Now, if you could have got up there and grabbed one of them lap cars to kind of use as a pick against them, you think you might have been able to hold them off or not?
I feel like I could have because I was running a little lower line than he was. I was backing it off more so I could come out harder, and he was rolling the corners a little bit different than me. So I think my line was a little lower. I could have maybe guarded a little better, but it has still been a real tight race. I think you'd have still stuck with me, no problem.
All right, well, you got second nonetheless here tonight. Congrats to that. You got sponsors, shout-outs, anybody you want to thank?
I'd like to thank everybody for putting on this league. I'd like to thank Evan, one of my good buddies. It was quite a race for all of us. Everybody who's watching, you for doing such a great job broadcasting. Yeah.
Well, we try. So congrats again on second place, and we'll see you next week here in the next Xfinity race, unless you're racing other FMA series here throughout the week.
No, sir, you'll probably see me next Sunday.
Alrighty. Congrats again on the second place, and we'll see you as we take on another Xfinity track next week.
Yes, sir, thank you.
All right, that was Cale Tuberville, our second place. Now we'll get...
Hey, Adam, Robert Howard is your hard charger.
Robert Howard is the hard charger?
Yes, sir. He started in the pits and finished P14, so 11 spots gained.
Okay, because I'm showing him only up one spot, so...
Because, well, he started in the pits, that's why.
Okay.
So, yep, it's dead last to 14th, so there you go.
Alrighty.
Sounds good.
Alright, so we'll get with our winner here in pit lane, or victory lane rather, not pit lane, but good evening, Evan. How's it going?
What up? How's it going?
I mean, are you packing railroad tracks every week, or what's going on with that Sharpie machine? I mean, you've really laid out quite the season for yourself.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't know. Things have just been falling my way, I guess.
Well, you think they're going to fall your way next week whenever we get to the next track? Which looks to be, if I'm looking at the schedule right, is going to be the Rock.
Yeah, I've never raced at the Rock before, so that'll be a new experience for me. Hopefully, if everything goes well, I can at least snag a top 5 out of there. That'd be a good goal for that.
Oh, yeah, I mean, well, you did a great job hanging on to first. You led quite the amount of laps here tonight. So, great job.
Yeah, thanks. It was a good race. Kale definitely had a little bit more pace than I did, I think. It's just a little bit difficult to pass, but it was good racing all in all. Kept me on my toes for sure.
So, you got sponsors? Anybody you want to thank?
Yeah, I want to thank Hometown Garage, Freedom Motorsports Alliance. This has been a great things that they've been putting on. I've been enjoying it a lot. Thank you for broadcasting. Thank my dad for watching, and yeah, that's it.
All right. Congrats on the win here tonight.
All right, thank you.
So that would Evan Gomet, our winner here. Now we'll get with Robert Howard, who apparently started from the pits and got deemed the hard charger of the night. Good evening here, Robert. How's it going?
Going really good. How are you doing yourself?
I'm doing really well. I understand you started from the pits tonight. Can you give us a little bit of why that might have been the case?
Yeah, no really great reason anyway. I just got a new paint scheme for a GT3 car that's been working on for a while, and I checked my phone for half a second, and I missed the start, so.
Oh, okay, so you missed the start.
Yeah, a bit of a unfortunate mistake there, but it worked out in the end.
All right, well, congrats to everybody there. Congrats to you for getting the hard charger, for starting from pits from last place, getting yourself up in the 14th. So you did a great job keeping that car under yourself and running. You got sponsors, shout-outs, anybody you want to thank for up here in the interview?
Yeah, I just want to thank Innovative Physical Therapy and Howard Orthotics and Orthopedics. They allow me to be able to do this, and just really appreciate their support, always watching. And yeah, it was a great race. I had a few close calls, but managed to keep the car under me, and it worked out well.
All righty, well, congrats there for getting the hard charger award this week. I don't know if it comes with points yet or not. I don't know. But
yeah, they were discussing that, but I appreciate it.
So, I haven't fully learned the ins and outs of it completely yet. I just got asked, hey, can you interview the hard charger? Sure, we can do that. So,
yeah, I figured my
hopefully you can go from hard charger this week into the podium next week.
That's the goal. Just can't be missing any more of these starts. But yeah, it was a good race.
Alrighty, well, congrats there, Howard, on that award tonight, and we'll catch you later.
Sounds good. Have a good one.
All right, that'll wrap it up here from the Speedway. We're going to go ahead and look at our race results now. Come on now, do what I want you to do. And we got Evan Gomet there first, Cale Tuberville there in second, Sage Greco third, William Gay fourth, Carter Atkinson fifth, Chase Matsko finished sixth, Nigel Steele there in seventh, Zach Hartwick eighth, Ben Parson ninth, PJ Wentland there 10th, Ryan Peters there 11th, Dylan Jacobs 12th, Clay Sarton there 13th, Robert Howard, there in 14th, Graham Connolly 15th, Ron Hammond there 16th, Tiffany Ellis there in 17th, Darrell Whitford there 18th, Josh Mitchell 19th, John Dubai in 20th, Jacob Zoll there in 21st, Matt Mars there 22nd, Joseph Spillman there 23rd, Josh Cole 24th, James Apaw in 25th. That'll do it here from the Speedway. Everybody have a great night. Thank you for watching.